Hello guys, this is Princess A here, and in this video we'll talk about the adventure setup and the builds that you would want, including the abilities and the genies. So as we've discussed before, we have this common assumption that double in would be the only way to really push through adventures farther enough, and so it would be great if you have, cultivation 5 in, and even better if you have double in T5, which is what I've got here. But you guys don't really have to do it. I mean, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have T5 later on. Eventually you will have it, but it takes time, but that's fine. And then we would want to have as many beast up as possible, because as we've all seen, just when you hit around maybe chapter 10 or 9, your character does 0 damage because the monster's defense is way higher than your attack, and because beast damage negates the defense, it does basically 2 damage. That's why we are only gonna rely on the beast to do damage. That's why we need beast up. And so for the builds, usually we know that there are 2 common builds for adventure. One is CATK, one is dodge, and as we've discussed before, CATK works very well before chapter 15, and this is because first of all, there's a lot of monsters that is not CATK res, and you can basically bet on the RNG. So you're betting on Arlong here for the assist for CATK each round, and that will push you very far. But the problem I want to talk about in this video is because is the thing about the stunner. So after you start pushing adventure, you will realize that the only level that you are really stuck on are the stunners. So this yellow sage here is what we are always going to be stuck on, no matter how good you are. I'm stuck on the yellow sage right now at 13-62. But I think once you push far enough, you would realize that the first one that would suck would be 11-2. That's the level with the yellow sage, and then it would be 12-22, and then it's either 12-22 or 32, probably 32 actually, and then it's 13-62, then it's 15-22. So the entire chapter of 14 does not have any stunners, so that's a pretty free level for water and peach. But yes, basically you would get stuck on the stunners, and that's why we're gonna talk about why double in would become a better option, especially after chapter 15, because first of all, dodge would have a better beast up because of the Gochen bloodline, so that gives you 50% more beast up basically. And then because stunners are very high stun, so the only way to really stack your power steal right here, the only way to really stack your power steal up and your Trent right here is to attack. So remember, if you are stunned, you cannot attack, and if you cannot attack, you cannot stack the power steal nor the Trent. So that's why in later on, especially playing the stunners, dodge would be much better than CATK. And so now the final thing that I want to talk about is here is the ability setup we have here. Sentinel Fur, Power Steel, Menace, and Sure Stance, which is everything that we've talked about before. So not to mention too much here. The only thing that I want you guys to know is that the max damage output for round 5 is the most important one here. Ideally, your assist in attacks first, and then your main in attacks, and then the Sentinel Fur will have enough chi to release exactly at round 5, and it's gonna let your main in to attack once more. And the reason for round 5 is important because, as you can see here, Shura's Dance is only gonna be lasting for the first 5 rounds, so we want to max out the damage output that the Inlong has when Shura's Dance is still in effect, and together with Menace, because the multiplier for Menace is multiplication instead of addition. Sounds complicated here, but basically it means that Menace would always be your go-to I know that a lot of people would talk about resonance here, but just take my word here. You know, menace is better than resonance in every single possible situation, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the adventure setup, especially for dodge. I know we've talked about CATK a lot, so this is just a thing to share for now.